We can now confirm that the last U.S. airplanes have left the Kabul airport in Afghanistan, ending what was a 20-year war.
I'm here to announce the completion of our withdrawal from Afghanistan and the end of the military mission to evacuate American citizens, third country nationals, and vulnerable Afghans. The last C-17 lifted off from Hamid Karzai International Airport on August 30th, this afternoon, at 3:29 p.m. East Coast time. And the last manned aircraft is now clearing the airspace above Afghanistan.
While the Taliban promises a peaceful transition, U.S. officials worry about the consequences for those who worked with the country in the past. Afghanistan is officially under Taliban's rule. Hurricane Ida is now being downgraded to a tropical storm. For days, evacuees left New Orleans and fled the city. The storm is said to be one of the most dangerous to hit since Hurricane Katrina in 2008.
Hurricane Ida making landfall in Louisiana as a dangerous Category 4 storm, bringing torrential rain, storm surge, and winds of up to 150 miles an hour.
This is one of the strongest storms to make landfall here in modern times.
The powerful hurricane tearing through the Louisiana Gulf Coast, leaving debris, torn up homes, and power outages in its wake.
This is a very dangerous and a very real situation.
South of New Orleans, this home in Grand Isle, Louisiana, flooded. In Gulfport, Mississippi, floodwater rushing on shore.
Praying I could go back to a normal home.
President Biden visiting FEMA headquarters for a briefing on the storm.
We're praying for the best and planning, prepared for the worst. As soon as the storm passes, we're going to put the country's full might behind the rescue and recovery.
In other news, hip-hop and New York's business elite came together on Saturday night to celebrate a special anniversary for Sean Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z. Hip-hop mogul Jay-Z celebrated the 18th anniversary of his 40/40 Club with a star-studded event attended by Music's Glitterati. Meek Mill's Fabulous, Swiss Beats, and Megan Thee Stallion all celebrated the businessman's milestone. Correspondent James R. Sanders reports.
Compare like I usually tell somebody that they're like Jay. I never told Jay he's like nobody. Not that I could think of. I mean, everybody gets stuff from people, but probably somebody that I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Let's get that.
Hi, how are you? So, with new voter legislation being enacted every single day, where do you think the black vote should be concentrated? What policies should we be paying attention to today?
I always say criminal justice reform has got to be front and center for us. You know, Jay-Z, we're celebrating him tonight. He helped to create something called the Reform Alliance to focus on criminal justice reform. We can never take our eye off that ball. And then we also always have to focus on voting. They're trying to keep us from voting. Anybody who says voting doesn't matter, why are they working so hard to keep us from voting if it doesn't matter?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Angela, hi. Thank you so much for coming. With so many shakeups in the political sector, what policies and new voting things should we be paying attention to today versus 8 years ago?
Such a good question. I want Tiff to answer this question too. We have
come, Tiff.
Amazing
Yes, come.
Friends who actually coordinated a big rally today in D.C. in the commemoration for the March on Washington. We know that after all these years later, we're not anywhere closer to where we need to be. In fact, Republican and state legislators are rolling back those rights, introducing new legislation. I think it's over 300 bills at this point.
Yeah, across the state in 47 states. And it's not just at the federal level, the local state houses,
right.
State houses are doing so much. So that's why we want the Congress to pass H.R. 1, and H.R. 4, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, that would address a lot of the issues happening at the state level.
Okay. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much. Make sure our folks see that.
Yes.
Call Joe Manchin, y'all.
Call Joe Manchin. Yes. What's the biggest economic change that you want to bring about in your new political career to Belize?
You know, I want to create industries. I want to create equity. You know, in Belize, unfortunately, we have rich and poor. And we need to build a strong middle class. And we just need to create opportunities for everybody.
Absolutely.
So the way you do that is through free education or access to education, is through technical training and mental training. Our people need to be emancipated mentally so that they could believe that they could be a billionaire, they could be whatever it is they want to be. And unfortunately, too many of our people in Belize are still in a neo-political state of mind where we're not allowed to dream and we're not allowed to imagine. And I'm here, I'm the realization of that imagination, because I'm a poor kid. We didn't even have a sewage system in Belize. And I was able to come to America and, put out #1 albums and sell over 40 million records. And despite my tragedies, I was able to come back to America as the leader of the House of Representatives. So I'm the embodiment that anything is possible. And I want my Belizean people to think the same way. It's not just me. I don't want this to just be my reality. I want it to be everybody's reality.
Absolutely. For exclusive images and behind the scenes from the event, be sure to check out www.thebaldwin.co. That's www.thebaldwin.co. That's all we have for you. Thank you for watching Baldwin's Beale Street News, where we always capitalize the B in black. I am James R. Sanders. Good evening.